Hi, my name is Rachel Eastman, and before I start my presentation today, I want to ask you all a question. How many of you have pets or know someone who has a pet? So all of us. Now, taking that one step further, how many of you have found either yourself or the person you know referring to that pet as friendly or timid? Have you ever heard that before? Relating those types of qualities to animals? Well, by doing this, are we saying that those animals actually have these personality traits? Or are we just saying that because it's human and we're just trying to relate it to an animal when there's really no facts for it? Well, that is what I'll be addressing today in my presentation, Do Animals Have Personality? So, like I asked you, before I started this project, I asked myself, do I think that animals have personality? And you all have met my dog. I love my dog, and I find myself saying all the time, wow, Cruiser has the best personality. But is this actually true? So, I wanted to complete this project to find out if my own personal beliefs are true or not true. This also has a big impact on psychology, because currently we actually sometimes use animals to study human personality and for other different research, both good and bad, well, for the animal. And if the pro side is found true, maybe some of the negative animal testing would be done away with because it would not be ethical. However, if negative findings are found, then maybe more negative animal testing would happen because they aren't like humans, so why do we need to treat them like humans? Also, some of the evidence that has been found relating animal personality to humans would be invalid. So, my first article that supported the controversy was by Gartner and Powell and Weiss in 2014. They conducted a study that assessed personality using the 5-factor model between 5 different species of felines: domestic cats, Scottish wildcats, clouded leopards, snow leopards, and African lions. What they found was that all of these different species of felines possessed very similar personality characteristics, even though they differed slightly from species to species. This indicates that personality is somewhat constant among species, but has an evolutionary and adaptive nature. They suggest that this evidence can be taken further to further evaluate how personality develops and how it evolves through species. My second article supporting the controversy is by Gosling and Oliver in 2012. They argue that animals do have personality, and this was based on a 19-factor analytic study representing 12 different species. They found that, again using the 5-factor model, that personality exists in all of the species they evaluated, yet differ from species to species. The only downside that they had with their study was with the 5-factor model, openness and conscientiousness are rather hard to test in animals, because openness oftentimes focuses on expressions such as music and language, and conscientiousness is mostly human and has appeared only recently in evolution. So, in conclusion with this article, evidence suggests that animal personality exists, but more research does need to be conducted before a final conclusion can be made. My last article supporting the controversy was by Ogletree, Oberle, Harlow, and Baruth in 2010. They were testing whether or not personality was present in both rats and chimpanzees because of the genetic similarities chimpanzees have to humans and the fewer genetic similarities that rats share with humans. It was found that all 5 personality characteristics were found in chimpanzees, while only 2 were found in rats. However, again, they both showed that they had some of the personality characteristics, if not all of them. However, I thought that this article was, what was neat about this article is that it addressed anatomy rather than just the 5-factor model. It was said that both rats and chimpanzees have amygdalae and hypothalamus, which are used like in humans, to release hormones and neurotransmitters related to emotion and empathy. I thought that that was very convincing evidence. So again, they suggest that personality can be identified in a wide range of species by looking at anatomy and the five-factor model. My first article refuting the controversy was by Harrison and Hall in 2010. They argued that humans are very biased when it comes to assessing personality in non-human animals. They say that we are more likely to attribute human qualities to animals that are more seemingly genetically similar to us. This could mean with a primate, or, as you can see, if a dog almost looks exactly the same as Jack Black, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Maybe we would be more likely to give his qualities to that dog. Also, they suggested that humans rely on anthropomorphism, which is attributing human psychological qualities to animals, that we rely on that to fulfill social needs. So that could mean that we search for commonalities in animals where none actually exist. My second article refuting the controversy was by Wine in 2012. And again, he suggested that humans cannot objectively assess animal personality with the five-factor model because it uses human qualities. And any time that we attribute human qualities to animals, we're not being objective in that study. So he suggests that in order to further research in the field of animal personality, we need to be free of all anthropomorphism and assess them in ways that we're not comparing them to ourselves. So until then, all current research should be considered invalid that uses the five-factor model or other similar methods. So in conclusion, I think that standardization does need to occur in the way that animal personality is assessed. Because if scientists are studying animal personality on tons of different scales, there's no standardization, and how can we come to a conclusion? But evidence has been found that suggests animals do have personality, whereas for the con side, they only suggest that our current methods are invalid. So I conclude that until evidence suggests that animals lack personality, there is more and stronger evidence suggesting that they do. So this is still where I stand today. Here are my references. Thank you.